Hi everyone, my name is Akash and welcome to PySpark Learning Hub. In this video, we will be solving an PySpark problem. I will be demonstrating my approach or my way of solving PySpark problem. Any PySpark problem solving process typically involves few important steps. Step 1, understanding and discussing the problem. Step 2, identifying the input data and expected output. Step 3, writing the PySpark code to solve the problem. Alright, let's see today's problem statement. So today's problem statement is add performance. So what we have to do is we have to write an PySpark code to find CTR of each ad. Basically, we have to find the CTR of each ad. Round that CTR to 2 decimal points. Order the result table by CTR in descending order and by ad ID in ascending order in case of type. Basically, firstly, we need to find out the CTR. Now, what is CTR is? CTR is nothing but click divide by click plus view, which is nothing but a computation, mathematical computation, right? We need to perform this thing. And once we perform that, we have to round off the CTR by 2 decimal points. After that, we need to order the result by CTR in descending order and add it in ascending order. So basically, the difficulty level of this problem is easy. I will be sharing this data frame with you guys with the schema and data so that you won't waste your time in writing the schema and data. Nextly, let's see the step 2, which is nothing but identifying the input data and expected output. The reason I see from step 1, we are not completely clear of what this clicked and viewed is. Okay, that's why I always prefer to see what is the step 2, which is nothing but how does the input is looking like and how does the output is there. Okay, so with the help of question, we are not able to understand completely. That's why I always see how does the input looks like and how does the expected output look like. Okay. Now let's go and see what is the step 2, which is nothing but identifying the input and output. If you see the input, we have ad ID, user ID, and action. Now, if you see, it is asking click divide by click plus view means for each ID, you see there is a particular action performed. Clicked action, viewed action, and ignored action. What we need to find out is we need to find the CTR, which is nothing but click divided by click plus view for each ID. Right now, when we see the input and output, we got to know okay what we have to perform. Right. So if you see for each ad ID, they have performed CTR. That means how many times that particular ID has been click divided by click plus view. Okay. So this is how the input is looking like, and this is how the expected output is. If you see expected output, we have distinct ad ID, and based on CTR, we have ordered it. That is how this is how we need to achieve with the expected input. We need to perform the expected output. Now to see the step 3, right? Let's understand. Let's say before starting the step 3, I want you all to pause this video and try to solve it. If you did not get the solution also, it is fine, but it is important to give a try. Remember, practice is the only way to learn PySpark. Alright, let's see the step 3. Now, to achieve the expected output, firstly, we need to find out how many times a particular ad ID has been clicked and how many times it has been viewed. So this particular user ID is not at all there in the picture to for this particular expected output. Okay, so we can ignore the user ID. We should focus on ad ID and action, and we have to create two column where one column is nothing but clicked, second column is nothing but viewed, and distinct ad ID we have to give how many times it has been clicked and how many times it has been viewed. Once we achieve that, then we can perform the computation of CTR, which is nothing but click divided by click plus view. I have given you hint also. If you want, you can give it a try, else you can watch the solution, right? Let's go to the Jupyter notebook, and let's try to solve this particular problem. I've already created a Spark session, and I've already copy pasted the schema and data. Let's try to create a data frame here. So data frame is equal to, how do you create the data frame? Spark dot create data frame, and in argument you give data comma schema. Now let's try to do a show function. It's taking some time to execute it. Yeah. So this is how the input is looking like. Now let's try to create a column here. Okay. Firstly, we are clear that we need to perform a group function, right? When we do group by, then we will be able to find how many times a particular ad ID has been clicked and viewed, right? So first operation is group by. There is no doubt in performing that group by. On what column we need to group by? We need to group by ad ID, right? Once you do a group by, we need to perform the aggregate, right? Aggregate function we need to perform, and that too some function we need to perform. Basically, we want to sum how many times a particular ID has been clicked. For example, for add ID 1, if you see, it has been clicked 2 times. So we have to create a custom column where it has, for click, for add ID 1, it should be 2, right? Something like that. So we will perform the sum function. And how do we perform the sum function? Let's create a when statement. Whenever it is clicked, whenever action is equal to click, let's give it 1, otherwise it should be 0. Okay, so let's use the function when df of action. Okay, df when df of action is equal to clicked, correct, is equal to clicked. Whenever it is clicked, give it as a, whenever that is clicked, right, we should give it as a 1, otherwise it should be 0. Okay, let's give a aliasing as click. Okay, and let's try to do a show function. Okay, before that we need to import the when function, right? So instead of when, let's import all the functions from PySpark dot sql dot functions import start. Let's import all the functions. Let's try to execute this statement. Okay, data frame object group by df dot group by, what it is saying, data frame object has no attribute group by group. Okay, there is a spelling mistake here. Up group by. Now if you see here, for each ad ID we are able to identify how many times it has been clicked. Okay, aliasing, I don't know why it is not coming. Aliasing. Okay, oh okay, I have to use it here, not inside. Okay, now you will see how many times it has been clicked. It should be dot, right? Now add ID, this add ID 1 has been clicked twice. Okay, add ID 3 has been clicked 1. Okay, 5 has been clicked 0 times, 2 has been clicked 1 times. Okay, so now the same thing we have to perform for, yes, correct. Same we have to perform for viewed thing, right? So what we will do is, let's take this viewed action. Whenever it is viewed, let's give it as a view and do a show function, right? View also we have identified. Now let's try to save this particular df into a but let's try to save again. Df2 is equal to, let's try to save. We will perform df2 dot show. Okay, let's try to use this alias. Yeah, now it is a bit readable. Let me zoom a bit. Okay, now df2, we have identified how many times it is clicked and how many times it is viewed. Now let's do one thing. Let's now we have to perform the computation, right? Click divide by click plus view. So let's create a column with column, and what we will give is ctr. Okay, and here also we have to perform when function, right? When, okay, instead of when, I will tell you why we have to perform when. If you see, we have one zero. Okay, click divide by click plus view. When we do zero, it will give null. Okay, that's why whenever click is equal to zero, okay, whenever df of click is equal to zero, then the answer should be zero only. Okay, otherwise, otherwise we have to perform df of click divided by click plus view. Correct? Df of click divided by click plus view. Right? It should be view. Right? Dot show. Let us see. Okay, we are getting some click. Cannot rename the click. Uh, click df of, oh, okay, it is df underscore 2, not df this thing. Df2, 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 df2. Right, now there you go, we have found the ctr, right? Let's try to save this into a result. Df is equal to, let's try to save the result into a particular df. Okay, result df, and let's try to print the result df dot show. Right, now ctr we are able to find out. Now what we have to do is, if you see, we have found out the ctr. Now we have to order the result by table by ctr in descending order and add id by ascending order. Okay, how do we perform that? Result df dot order by, firstly let's do a select statement. What we need to bring is add id. Okay, and we want ctr. Okay, ctr, and what we need to give is, we need to order it by, right? Order by, order by desc. We need to order it desc by ctr, right? Ctr, let's try to show it. Now we have to perform the round function also. Can we do the round function here? Round ctr dot alias, again rounded by ctr. Let's try to see the result. See, we are able to, okay, the answer it is not giving correct. CTR1. Okay, rounded by 1. Rounded by 2 decimal points, sorry. Right? We are able to get the, let's see the expected result. It is like that. We have to round it by 2 decimal point. Instead of CTR, let's give it CTR only. Now we are able to round it, order it by. Is it giving the expected output? Yes, it is giving as expected. So this is how we need to solve any PySpark problem. I hope you have got a lot of things to learn in this particular problem. Remember the steps which I have explained in this video. Try to apply the same approach to solve any PySpark problem. Remember, practice is the only way to learn PySpark. Tell us how you have solved in the comment section. Don't forget to like and share this video to help others on their PySpark journey. The more you practice, the better you become. So keep practicing and keep learning. Thank you.